Get it on.
Get it on.
Get it on.
This is Jaden.
This is Jane.
This is Chris. Welcome back for episode 55 of your Endless Ranters podcast. Great to be back live with all of you. Coming up on tonight's live show, we're going to do a new round of new favorite things. Then we're going to talk more about bad dates. And then we're going to finish off with Jane's Got News, and so we can find out what's really going on out there in this world, and maybe some Tool Tunes. Maybe we'll listen to some music later on, but some quick show notes. Episodes are stacking up a little bit. So if you hadn't noticed already, we dropped episode 54 on our YouTube channel and all your favorite podcast apps not too long ago, a couple hours ago. Episode 54, Jane and I sat down with Catherine from the Adam Carolla Podcast Facebook group for like a weekend edition of the Endless Ranters podcast. And we found out some interesting things. She's an FBI analyst, or she was, and hunted terrorists, hunted and targeted them. That was pretty cool. And so we hope you check that out. But for the most recent, or the episode before that, very special shout out to Melissa Birch, our guest for episode 53. She was amazing, and I've been listening to it kind of in bits and pieces, but then also the whole thing over the last week. And that's now available everywhere to watch or listen. I got some thoughts. I got some comments on that episode for all of you. But first, you heard Jaden there. You heard Jane, but not Manny, producer Mole Man. What do you have to say for yourself,
Go,
sir?
Manny.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
We're good.
I'm good. How are you?
I can't wait to contribute later on in the bad date story. I do have one in mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Nice.
chock full of those,
Nice.
and this actually is my weed smoking origin story as well. So it's a twofer.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Gonna tie it all
yeah.
together for us. Nice.
Wow. Yeah, I like that tease. That was a good tease.
Well,
Anyway, what was first? New favorite things?
I was thinking about Melissa. So, you guys were talking about. So, I just want to say the regarding the Gina and Dawson feud that you were discussing, the feud of 2019.
The feud of a nothing burger, you mean?
Well,
Of a lifetime.
I just want to say how dare all of you, and also I'm glad they're getting along now. That's all.
Supposedly.
They're getting along. Well, I mean, they're putting on a good face. So there may be some underlying tensions, but
So what was it that you thought? Like, so I'm unclear. So if we
I
go
mean,
back
I
and
don't
listen
even-
to that episode,
I don't
was
even know why we
confused.
have to dredge this up.
Oh,
The important thing is
I
they're
know it's
getting along
painful
now.
for you, but
Well,
What?
it's for the kids.
It's all right. We
You
like
gotta
to
think
beat
about-
dead horses on the show.
You got to think about the kids.
yeah, and fuck them. But
Yeah, you
that's
got to
just
think
me.
about them. You got to feed them, and then you got to, neglect them every now and then. Just let them know where they are. So, yeah, there was some tension there. Anyway, I don't want to get into that because it is painful.
Okay.
Painful.
You like them
Yeah, I don't-
both? You root
Yeah, I
for
don't
them?
want to bring
Yeah.
up any bad memories.
But what I loved about there was two other things about Melissa. What she said was her comments on Casey Anthony. She said something like, "For a baby killer, she's pretty hot." It's like
She,
I was in my car and I was like, she's not wrong. This Melissa is onto something here.
I thought she was just hot.
She literally paid for her
The fact that
defense
she
attorney.
killed a baby is just a bonus. No, I'm just kidding.
Wasn't even a baby, as a toddler. So it's like
Okay,
It's not- it's not an accurate-
It's
it's
a
not
step
accurate.
down.
it's not an accurate statement, but it still rings true.
What
Rings
happened? She gave her
Three
baby
is three
Xanax.
times better than one.
I don't know. I think I listened. I think I said before I listened to the whole thing while painting my son's nursery room, and have subsequently blocked it all out, or other than the fact that she paid for her legal defense with sex.
Oh yeah.
Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Was that making
lawyer-
you wish you had become a lawyer?
Shit, her vagina would have been a fucking astronaut. If I was her lawyer. No, I would have.
I could defend myself.
Interstellar mission.
If I defend myself in a case, does that make me a lawyer?
I
Yeah,
tried that
practically.
once.
Practically,
I tried
yes.
to represent myself in court, and and
You tried. Okay.
No, they kept putting it off, and I was
Keep
like, motherfucker,
going.
let's just do it. And then he's like, he's like, wait. The judge is like, wait, you're gonna represent yourself. Like they were trying to talk me out of it, and they
There's
kept
two
like
kinds of
delaying.
judges.
It's like it was for a speeding ticket.
There's two kinds
I
of
wa-
judges. Yeah.
I wanted to do this. This is a bucket list item. I wanted to put my hands together and say, I implore you. Like that's what lawyers do, right? When they're talking to the jury, it's like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, and you have to do this. Like if you try to just say, I implore you, without
Even
doing
better
that,
is
like,
if you
you'll
do it when there's
stutter
no
and you might
jury.
fall, you might die. I don't know.
If there's no jury, you do it. Like you just turn to the side of like a wall and do that just to confuse everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
Just I implore you.
like you're talking to the stenographer, sir.
Like, so you look like crazy
like
person.
catch me
Like
if
that
you
lady
can.
that's doing this thing, like
Yeah, like
that's a
on
made
Catch Me
up.
If-
That's a made up
that-
job, just like the sign language people.
Oh yeah, that bitch is.
You know,
Yeah.
Well,
she
now
ain't
that we
doing
get
shit.
like voice recognition, what do we need those stenographers for?
Yeah,
Right? That's like a
yes.
automated.
they're union, so
That's
watch
gone
it.
the way of
Watch it. Watch
oh,
what you're
that's
saying.
that'll keep them around. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like
That's a good point. That's a good
It's like
point.
the crop share, or what do they call it? It's the job. And by the way, it's 2021. Pretty sure we could just fucking record it. Like, why are you typing it out? Like, do that after.
Yeah. Like,
If
what
you,
about
if you really want to do it, do you need to be sitting there and fucking? And why is the keyboard so different? Don't we know somebody that's a stenographer?
I see a
Do
lot
we?
of stories these days.
I think maybe I met somebody that was a stenographer, and I was like, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's a made
okay.
up job.
By
There's
the
a
way,
lot of there's a lot of stories
my-
these days about. Sorry, go Manny.
my wrestling alter ego was also the court stenographer. I'll see myself out.
The court.
Wait,
was it
wait,
spelled
hold
the-
up. We
was
just-
it
hold up. We
spelled
just
the court
learned-
stenographer, or is there some twist in there?
No twist.
First of all,
Okay.
you wrestled. So we just learned.
Very
Yes.
briefly.
Like,
Yeah, we should
go
give-
back.
Yeah.
Brief moment in time. It
brief
wasn't in.
moment in time.
It wasn't in
Okay.
this country. It was when I used to live in Mexico when I was
Oh.
younger.
Okay, wait, hold it.
I thought this
We just
was the
learned
bad date
you lived
story.
in
I was
Mexico.
gonna
No, this
ask
is-
that.
that's what
I was gonna
I'm saying.
ask what country it was in, but I thought that would sound really racist.
Yeah. I was gonna say I was hoping that his wrestling. I was hoping that the wrestling he was talking about was also his bad date story, when he had to like choke slam
It
her.
could be. It's yet to.
No,
No.
Okay.
that's a
Right,
good.
that would
That's a
be a
good
good-
story.
that would be a
Tuning-
good date.
tuning out.
Exactly.
Okay,
That'd be a
yeah.
great date. Are you kidding
Yeah,
me?
I'm yeah. Sorry. Oh yeah.
Speaking of
Yeah, her struggling is just her gyrating and moving around on your penis.
exactly.
Sorry, this is very rapey. I'm sorry.
that's what they call wrestling. Now, so another thing that Melissa was saying reminded me of the Quana. I think it reminded everybody of the Quana interview, the Quana episode where she was saying cussing music that had
Yeah, she
like she couldn't just say she like rap. She was like, I like the cussing music. And that's when
She-
Quana, back on her episode, she kept telling us in the beginning. Remember, Jaden? She kept saying that she lived in a basketball town. We're like, and it took us a little while to figure out she was talking about. She lived in Sacramento, and her neighborhood there were predominantly black people.
Oh, that sucks. Anyway, yeah, Brandy was actually saying the same thing. When I was explaining to her, like Tool tunes for women, like it's just kind of a so
They
Tool
don't
tunes-
exist.
Yeah, I mean it does, but it's a different thing. Like for guys, it's like we don't want to be seen listening to something gay as fuck. But with women, they don't want to be like heard cussing or something. That's what Brandy was saying too. Like her version
Yeah,
of that would be, just that, like the
Cussing
cursing
music.
stuff. It's
cussing
like
music.
Or like
I don't like that
like
either.
really sexually explicit, like what's his Ray J? No, who's the one that
We yeah, this
I'm blanking
question
on
is
his
directed
name.
at Chris. Yeah.
Da baby,
All
da
right.
baby.
Oh, is
Yeah, I
that-
know stuff because I caught my son on Spotify, and
Oh,
he
yes.
was he had on his
he was throwing up
iPad.
the, throwing up
He
the
had
dub.
yeah. I mean, these kids. Yeah. So he had Spotify, but clean. But there's so much cursing in this music that the whole like half the track is bleeped out, or not bleep, but just like cut out. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
the way
If
they
you were a
cut
good
out
father, you would change it.
what's that? I would just turn on explicit.
No, not you would change that setting. It's
No,
ruining the music. You know what I mean?
Well,
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean,
I
have
can't stand it whenever
I have a different
log on,
tack.
hop
Well, he was
onto
trying to get
Spotify and they give me a fucking edited album. I was like, fuck that. I want the explicit one. This totally takes away from the
Yeah.
experience.
Well, yeah, you're an adult.
Do y'all have one that's
You're an
more
adult.
explicit than the like?
than this edited garbage.
Yeah.
You're adults, but it's weird because the edit out, they don't really edit out the whole thing, and they say, you know, they just drop in the F bombs and the N bombs so often that you can't really edit it out. So
Yeah. But
you're
I'm
hearing
racist.
it. You're hearing it. Yeah, you're hearing it, and it's like your mind just fills in the blank. So I mean, he doesn't even realize, like, they don't even realize like kids are hearing this shit, and like, yeah.
How old is he again?
9.
Oh, okay. Well, I was always a lot. My first word was fuck. Did I ever tell y'all that?
You
That's
have.
actually that was I wasn't even maybe you thought I was joking. Then it's because
Your mom
of
must be so proud.
I believed you.
no. Well, my second word was mom. So I believe. I don't know. It was because of Commando, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
I used to watch Arnold Schwarzenegger and Stallone movies on repeat. I was like, and kids would be like, "Hey, yeah, did you see fucking Care Bears?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you even talking? I want to see shit."
You had friends that watch Care Bears. Like, that does not seem like the friends up your alley.
I'm saying whatever kids were watching that I should have been watching.
Maybe to be fair, he stuck a knife in him. He's like, "What?" He was like, "I'm watching Commando," and then
stab a Care Bear.
Bitch slapped him.
So. Yeah, well, they're like, "Hey, I can say my ABCs." I'm like, "Really? I can do them in gang signs." No, that's my first word was fuck. I know that's not surprising, and maybe it seems like I'm bullshitting, but that's what my mom told me.
It was it's very on brand for you.
I mean, it wasn't because I knew what it meant. It's just because I was watching too many Arnold Schwarzenegger movies. But anyway,
it's a cool sounding word. But yeah, before we get on to part 1 and we start talking about some new favorite things, some business. Remember to like and follow us on, whatever podcast apps, whatever you're listening to. Just type in Endless Ranters. You'll figure it out. So, but subscribe to our YouTube channel, because then you'll get notifications when we go live, and we really want people to interact and tell us what we're doing right or wrong, or tell Jaden what's up. So, and then last but not least, time travel radio. That's right. And How We Figure. Time Travel Radio is the production of Jaden. So it's great stuff. And How We Figure, our producer Mole Man, he's running that show. So it's good stuff too. So check it out, please. And if you want to be a guest on Endless Ranters, go reach out to Robbie Spotlight or Rob Castaneda. He changed his name a lot, so it's hard to keep up with. And we're putting some different formats together to accommodate different guests, different styles, right? Different their schedules and styles. So just get in touch and let us know how you want to be a part of the show. We want to talk to more of you. Anyway, let's kick it off with new favorite things. So Jaden, you missed the first round we did with this. Woo-hoo. So yeah, we wanted you to start off.
What did I miss? Yeah, I'll start off, but what kind of act do I follow? I gotta come strong,
What were our new favorite things back then?
Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
I remember mine.
On Saturday. Or did y'all?
No, this was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did this first round of this.
I think it was the episode where you were snowed in or whatever.
Yeah,
you were
freezing.
Yeah,
you had no power. I remember I said air fryer, which was really only not that new, but it was super basic.
It can be new or new to us.
Yeah. Didn't I do a bidet at some point?
You've told us about your bidet many times off air.
Oh, yeah. Well, did I tell you how I blast my fucking asshole when I'm feeling?
Let me tell you, the videos you've sent us, I mean, it's
Painful.
We can imagine. Our imaginations are good enough. We don't need to see. We don't need to see your
Au
bidet.
contraire, mon frère.
Your
Anyway,
facial reactions.
have you ever been?
Oh,
to the
that's
Grand
another thing
Canyon?
Melissa was talking about. She said if she had a bidet, she wouldn't get off the toilet or something.
Yeah, yeah. They should make one for like your vagina. Is there such thing as like?
There's got to be a massage mode, right?
Well, that's
Or like
I was gonna eventually end up there, but
There's an
a
idea.
wink-
There- new, hey,
wink,
save that
wink,
for new
ladies.
inventions. Save that for your new inventions segment.
As you know, my new inventions are always free to the world.
Ooh, you're so generous.
I know. It's
yeah.
Such a humanitarian.
Yeah.
I care.
God bless
care
you.
about people.
So my new favorite thing is drinking Primo water out of glass bottles only. For some reason, water tastes better out of a glass bottle. Does anybody else disagree? Good. Anyway, so yeah. So here's
What is
here's how
really your
no, this really is. So I have this weird thing where I have a like an innate like ability to taste metal in water. And here's my theory why. I have a really like sensitive taste.
We are so opposite in
metallic.
this, but yeah. Go.
Yeah, all water does not taste the same. I have a really keen sense of, and what it is I like the metallic taste in water. Now, here's my theory why. When I was little, I guess I don't know, my parents didn't take care of me or something, but
Out on a well.
all my teeth rotted, and so I had to have silver caps.
Oh wow.
Or whatever it is. Yeah, all in the back. All my back teeth. You can only see them when I smiled, but barely. But so luckily I didn't have caps on my front teeth, but I was like self-conscious and I didn't smile a lot. I didn't have a lot to smile about, surprise, surprise. But
yeah, it's kind of those things kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah. And so I had, let me adjust my mic. So I had, so I think that because I had those caps until I got, until they fell out, I think that I developed some sort of taste for metal. Which, by the way, that makes me
Is
metal.
Is it a taste for that, or is like an iron deficiency maybe?
Hey, I don't know. This isn't a fully formed theory.
If you can work this into like some kind of, dare I say, superpower, I'm with that part. Like his whole iron deficiency thing, that sounds kind of sciencey, and we don't need that here.
My tongue is like a magnet. I'm like Magneto. No. Anyway, so that's not the story. So that's what I think that I have like a.
So these were on your baby teeth though.
Yeah, these were on my baby teeth.
Okay.
Okay. So you've lost them.
Yeah. I don't have caps anymore.
Okay.
This is when
interesting that they would even bother at that age. Like when you get a cavity at that age, does it even matter?
No, it's not a cavity. My teeth were rotted. Like my teeth. How does that even happen? Like, how does your kid's teeth rot?
I'm curious how your teeth can rot, but then you could get a dentist to put caps on your teeth.
Hey, I feel like that's a money grab. I feel like you had a dentist. I was just trying to get some money out of you guys.
Sort of like what Ace's.
Like, why are you
Dennis Kevorkian?
They're gonna fall out in a couple years at most.
Yeah,
I know you should have just pulled them. I would have rather them pulled them. I don't know what the hell happened. I don't even know how that works. How do they get it to conform to the shape of your tooth?
The end game is the same. Like pulling them or waiting for them to fall out naturally, like the same.
Well, I do need them to chew. I mean, let's not forget about that part.
But okay.
How are you guys on?
Yeah, but I don't know. You could have just starved to death.
You can eat baby food. It's still calories.
You're gonna die anyway. It's the same end game.
Smoothies. It's true.
Do you remember
smoothies? We were eating bottom ramen.
Oh, I had a friend in high school that had
your parents in college. They had you.
All right. I had a friend in high school that had jaw surgery and because of something, and his mouth was locked shut for months, and he would have to eat everything through a straw. That's the end of that story.
Okay.
I will add to that. My dad had the same thing. His family could not afford orthodonture for him. when he was younger. So he had to do it
Yeah.
all in his 30s. And
Very
he went through the same like shut. This is before he knew I think he was with my mom, but before
If you're
I was around. So
if you're an adult, it's one thing, but this dude was in high school, like 10th grade. That was rough.
Yeah.
Rough time to have your jaw wired shut and have to eat everything through a straw. Like as a
yep.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, that brings me back to the story. So this is for decades. So basically, I had this weird thing where if I would drink, no, y'all are fine. I had this weird. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that threw that off, but so I've always had this weird thing. Whereas if I was at somebody's house and they gave me like a bottle of water and it had that metallic taste, I'll give you fucking $50 for that case. And they'd be like, "What?" Like,
oh, you like
confused.
you like
I like the metal.
taste?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think I developed a taste for it. I love it. So I've been searching for a water that consistently has a high metal content. Seriously, why is he laughing so hard?
Something magical.
Because you should move to
happened
Detroit. You should move to Detroit. You'd be like, this water's damn good. Damn good.
Somebody was telling me that they knew, like, in Lubbock, the water is salty. Was that you that just told me that the other day? Oh yeah, there's salt in the water. And I'm like, wait, y'all aren't near an ocean. Like, what? How does that work? Anyway, that's disconcerting.
Water is one of those things where you'd be surprised, like when you turn on your tap, what's in it, you know?
Yeah.
That's
well,
why
somebody
I
tried
bottled water.
Yeah, well, this is another. Okay, so this is all. I'm glad y'all said that, because one of the reasons also was because people would always give me shit about drinking bottled water. So I drink spring water because it has minerals, natural minerals. And they'd be like, I had one chick tell me, she's like, that's just glorified tap water. She's some hippie chick when I was in my 20s. She's like, hey, that's just glorified tap water. And I was like, yeah, except it doesn't have trace amounts of bromine and fluoride and chlorine. Anything else, bitch? Good. Shut the fuck up. Anyway,
how'd that one go?
I didn't ask. I just shoved my dick in her mouth. No, it was my
two
roommate's
kids by him.
girlfriend. It was my roommate's girlfriend. I didn't lean into her that hard, and all she said, I was like, yeah, except there's bromine and fluoride because it has to sit in a reservoir and it needs to be sanitized, so it has trace amounts of it. And and then she's just like,
bromine sounds kind of cool.
She said all she said was good point, and I'm just like, yeah. I know that she's been going around saying that to people, but it's based on nothing. I love when people do that. My friend Dylan is the worst about that. He's confident just for the sake of being confident. It's not based on anything. One day he tried to tell me about like music. He doesn't play any, like, I don't know, he fucks around sometimes, but he was trying to tell me, he's like, no, he was breaking down music for me. I was like, wow. I've been a recording artist for fucking, 20 years probably, and you're schooling me. Anyway, I digress. So so I've been on this decades long journey, not 2 decades, maybe more like 15 years journey to find this water. And I finally found it. It's called primowater.com. You can look, but it's called Primo Water. And so I went balls deep in this Primo water. So now I own a dispenser. I bought a bunch of glass bottles, and I use it for my coffee. And it gets even better. The filling stations, it's basically $1.60 for 5 gallons. Like, that's really fucking good. So not only do I love it and it's great, it's fucking cheap and it's efficient. And so now I have a dispenser and it has a hot water. I have a Primo dispenser. Maybe I'll send y'all a picture of it. Play your cards right.
It's a good point.
My water. So
how
it's
are we
pretty
supposed
badass.
to know how much water costs?
I could actually use a hookup for that. I've been wasting my
cheap,
money on bottled water.
You said it's cheap, and I believe you, but I also have no idea what my water costs.
It's more expensive than that. So you think you have so you think when you buy a case, let's just say 24 bottles for
I only buy that kind of
much?
stuff
$6?
for emergencies.
Yeah.
Wait, Chris, you're asking if it's more expensive than tap water.
Yeah.
I wouldn't care.
I drink
because tap water's gross. I know.
Is it?
Hell yeah, it's gross.
They're putting all that same stuff in there.
I don't know. I don't like it.
No, tap water. There's
that's what I was saying in the beginning.
In that shit. It's fluoride. There's fluoride in the water. You didn't know that?
There's fluoride in my toothpaste.
Yeah, but you don't swallow it.
I ingest a little. I ingest some.
Well, either way. So
Over a lifetime.
my new favorite thing, and this should be y'all's as well.
Primo
Drinking
water.
primo water out of a water dispenser, out of a glass bottle.
I'm gonna have to look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's great. There's.
I'm
swear
mocking.
I'm not a rep for primo water. I'm not.
I know.
I'm not moonlighting.
I'm mocking, but at the same time, I do believe that that there is something to that. That if I could we're literally consuming plastic, like whether it's just from a plastic bottle or just we're literally eating bits of it.
Yeah, there's
over a lifetime.
level.
It's not bad. It's not good. It's bad.
Yeah. So what do y'all got? That's, by the way, how do y'all rate that? Are y'all gonna at least try it? Actually, you know what?
I
would
will
Google it.
I will buy all of y'all.
Jane's
I will
probably
buy,
going to be an investor.
Are you invest in stuff?
I'm wasting way too much money right now on my water, but I like the alkaline water with electrolytes. I'm a little
that's good too.
Snobby.
Manny.
Yeah.
Diva.
I'm on
Man.
the what is it, Water Plus or whatever the fuck it's called, Plus One, Primo Water. I'm on the Primo Water website right now, checking out.
Oh yeah. Bring it.
No,
Can you show?
I'm not asking you what you're surfing. I'm asking you what kind of water.
Well, no, yeah, I agree that I have a filter. I have one of those Brita fucking filters,
okay.
and I just pour that into my glass. Fucking what is it? My flask.
I'm a man. I
glass
drink
flask.
water out of the tap. So,
Yeah, I mean it's not like I never, I boil tap water.
I mean, I'll pee in that water. I'll drink it out of the tap. I mean,
You'll drink your piss water.
No, don't mix my words. Come on.
Okay.
But Manny, are you with me with the tap water? I know you put tap water in a Brita filter.
Yeah. No, but I'll drink tap water if there's nothing else. I have no problem with it.
I just don't. My ex-wife was
minerals.
My ex-wife was very sensitive to the tap water. So everywhere we moved, it was like, oh, this water. It was just frustrating to me because I could never tell the difference.
I did notice the tap water tasted weird in Oklahoma.
There you go again.
Not surprised by that.
God damn it. Did it though?
Yes, it did.
Do y'all drink water?
Maybe it's you.
All I drank was whiskey.
I know. I'm like, I
think I
drank
drank no, there's some bottles of water.
Top water.
There was coffee.
Man, yeah, we got like a gazillion
water,
bottled waters. I'm surprised you didn't just.
Yeah. So what do y'all got? So that's pretty good.
No,
so y'all,
I had a question.
I will buy all of y'all's first bottles. I will buy a first bottle for.
Oh,
all
you're
of
repping. You're repping this business. No,
I'll take you up on that offer.
I was wondering.
It's $1.60.
When you were
actually no, the first one you have to buy.
If y'all can remember when you were kids, when you had a tooth falling out, what did you do? Were you like, oh my God, my tooth's falling out, like try to keep it in, or were you just like, let's get this sucker out?
Let's get the sucker out because it feels weird.
I kind of like playing
I played with it with my tongue for a few days, and then I was like, I'll take it out because I don't want it to just fall and I lose it or I swallow it or chew. I don't know.
You're trying to collect that
I try to have
money,
control. Right? Yeah,
okay.
I want control.
Interesting. You were afraid you were going to swallow it. So you were afraid that you were going to. It was going to come out in your sleep, and you were going to swallow it.
No, especially growing up, kids always had these fucked up rumors. It's like, oh, if you chew and swallow gum, it's gonna get stuck inside you and like give you a heart attack or some shit. It's like if you eat this fucking tooth, you swallow a tooth, it's gonna obstruct your artery or some shit.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that's not a thing.
But I'm saying like kids would come up with something like.
I understand you're making up now, but
yeah.
Did you, Chris? Did you tell your son the whole tooth fairy thing?
He was real weird because as soon as he did find out about the tooth fairy thing, he'd be like, "Look, my tooth's wiggling," and then the next like an hour later, he'd be like, "Look, I ripped it out," and he'd come to you with the tooth ripped out. He'd rip it out for the money.
But what did you tell him? When you gave it to him?
Well, I told him
there's going to be a fairy that's going to get in our house somehow, even though we have an alarm, and she's big enough. She carries enough legal American tender.
I did make up stories about the tooth
fairy. What kind of fairies?
I also enjoyed it.
Are?
I enjoyed it, and I think as a parent, that's just practice for lying to your children, right? I think that's where that stems from. Like that's just like it's like intro to BS in your kids. That's very, man. That's if you have kids, that's a very common thing. You're trying to protect them from the world, so you make up stuff.
Yeah.
And also, I'm not really sure because you're like, oh, your first tooth is $5 per tooth, and then you find out that they start ripping them out as soon as they get loose. And you're like, okay, now it's down to $1.
They just start ramming their heads in.
It's a market price thing. It's like
Hold
like the stock market almost.
Yeah, but Chris, there's still the same number of teeth, no matter how fast they fall out.
They don't know.
Yeah,
So
well, it can start to get expensive. It's like two.
Oh, you're saying like
hey,
you want to make interest on
the
that money longer.
The lies you tell your children don't make sense. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and you expect them to trust you, and it's like, oh, you're the same asshole that told me about the Tooth Fairy, Santa Claus. You know?
I do try to minimize. I do try to minimize the BS. I try to minimize the BS.
That's good because I feel like that's child abuse. I want the
kid
to know.
Yeah, you're right. Because
I'm like, yeah, fuck Santa Claus, motherfucker. I'm buying this shit. Don't give him credit for this.
We give Santa Claus credit for one gift a year. One.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
So
I accidentally told my cousin. I accidentally told my cousin the truth about Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy, all at the same moment.
Damn!
In the middle of the summer,
it was
awful.
What does he do for a living now? Is he in prison? Is he in prison?
I think he's an accountant.
Okay, he's fine. You got lucky on that one.
He's a nice guy.
You got lucky on that one.
I know. He didn't like go commit suicide.
Real close. Really
it was bad.
Not yet, but he's been thinking about it. He's been eyeballing the.
Yeah.
he's been eyeballing the switcher knife and fucking.
Yeah, if he does, that's on you.
Does he zone out every time you pass a bridge? He just like longingly. It's just when you got to pull it, you go to the
Easter Bunny's not
constantly
real.
having to pull it away from him. You know.
The guy broke down in tears. I thought he was joking. Like we were in a car, we were in a van, we were going to some wedding, and he was like, and it was the middle of the summer, and he's like, Jane, he was about 8. He's like, Jane, do you believe in Santa Claus? And I was like, no. Like, do you believe in the Easter Bunny? Like, no. Do you believe in the Tooth Fairy? Please say yes, even if you just believe a little bit. And I was like, no. And then he looks at his mom. He's like, Mom, is it true?
Oh, Mom's there witnessing
this. Like, God damn it, Jane.
Mom's Mom's just sitting there like, yes, let's see how this plays out. Let's see how it plays out.
Yes, Joe, I'm sorry. And he just like burst into tears like right before
my son's at the age where all of it is about to crash down. You know, he's about to figure
Does he still believe? Does he still believe?
Santa Claus? He's in that stage where he's having his early doubts. So because it's a weird thing about humans that you don't really want to not like. That's something telling about the human condition.
Kids are holding on to it longer. Kids are holding on to the belief longer these days. I'm pretty sure because I was 8 when I stopped believing, and I thought I was like old looking back on this. And but now I'm hearing kids are like 9, 10 years old that are still believing. So I'm really curious, like what that's about.
I think I was like 5 or 6 when I found out it was.
Did you have older siblings?
No, for some odd reason, Santa paid a visit to my house and he was walking down my driveway. I was like, wait, why the fuck is he walking? Doesn't he have a sleigh and shit? And then after
in the shop.
Yeah.
What?
Wait. They didn't.
There was.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Claus paid a visit to our house. I don't know who the fuck. My parents had walked out and I must have followed them outside of the house. And as soon as I walked out, I saw Santa walking towards our place, and I was like, "Wait, why is he walking? Doesn't he?"
Wait, they didn't tell you that there were like you know,
I don't
fake Santas to like
Santa drives in a Zuzu Trooper.
This is just like a costume. That's not the real one. Like they didn't the ones at the mall. They're just they're messengers.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
they
so
didn't
basically
cover.
No.
Oh, so you lost that at 5.
Around there, yeah.
Your parents are no-getters.
I try to keep all the lies, the web of lies with our children, like semi-coherent, believable, Like having Santa Claus show up in the Azusa Trooper in your driveway, like, hey, what's up? And like shaking your dad's hand.
Yeah. Well, don't be surprised later when you try to break it to them that they're a milkman baby. They're not going to believe you. You know, because
I have paperwork.
set the precedent.
I have paperwork.
Well, no, I'm not saying you. I'm saying just anybody.
I get
if you're
what
going to lie to
saying.
your children when you tell them that they're a bastard child, and you know, whatever, milkman baby, whatever. They're not going to.
We
Believe
don't
That's
care.
very good
but
though. Like, why is Santa in the driveway and not coming down through the?
Yes.
Yeah. Why is Santa fucking passed out on a Heineken bottle in the street?
Okay,
we also didn't have a chimney too.
Okay, here's the thing. We had a chimney, but my parents always said we're gonna leave the door open just in case he can't get down the chimney.
Oh,
that was they covered.
Can we please watch that clip from Critters? Is it
Gremlins?
Or Gremlins? What did I say? Critters? Okay. Was that a thing too?
Critters was a movie, yeah.
I think
the ones that came out of the toilet, right?
I think so.
I don't know.
I never watched it. I don't know why. I saw the cover and I was like, I was like, get away from me. I hissed at it, literally.
I haven't seen Gremlins in years, but yeah, it's like a very big part of my childhood.
Oh God, I love that the Christmas story from
it's another one of those Die Hard like movies where like, is it a Christmas movie or isn't it?
Yeah, Die Hard's closer
to a
Christmas movie.
Is it? Okay. I haven't seen Gremlins, and Die Hard is nowhere near a Christmas movie.
It might have been Gremlins. Oh yes. Fuck yes. This is good. This is
the worst Christmas story ever.
I was 9 years old.
All right, what happened here?
We had the sound.
Yeah, technical difficulties here.
Play.
Yeah, for the listeners, we're watching the Christmas story from Gremlins.
Waiting for Dad to come home from work. A couple hours went by. Dad wasn't home.
See if you can make it louder.
Mom called the office. No answer. Christmas Day came and went, and still nothing. So the police began a search. 4 or 5 days went by. Neither one of us could eat or sleep. Everything was falling apart. It was snowing outside. The house was freezing, so I went to try to light up the fire. And that's when I noticed the smell. The firemen came and broke through the chimney top. And me and Mom were expecting them to pull out a dead cat or a bird. And instead, they pulled out my father. He was dressed in a Santa Claus suit. He'd been climbing down the chimney on Christmas Eve, his arms loaded with presents. He was going to surprise us.
Darwinism, baby.
He slipped and broke his neck. Died instantly.
How do you see? That's the part that I don't get. How do you slip and break your neck in a chimney? Was he going in head first? He thought this was going to work. Hey, no, while you're on here, speaking of bad acting, have y'all ever seen you remember Seven? You remember the movie Seven with Brad Pitt?
Yeah.
Did we lose Chris? You still there, Chris? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the final scene from Seven is terrible acting. I actually like
where he's asking about what's in the box.
Oh yeah. What's in the box? Oh God, no. Why? He's like,
it's
just such bad acting. Because it's basically he's basically saying. Sorry, I had the stream up. It was distracting me. Yeah, the final scene from Seven. His acting is so over the top. It's like, what was that? What I just listened to this. There was this case. You know those cases like where it's like a murder case, and in the courtroom, the guy who you later find out actually did it is way overdoing it. The guy that's in the courtroom, he's like, no, why? It's like, and then later on he found out that it was him that killed the baby or whatever. Yeah. Here we go. Watch how bad this acting is. Yeah.
Put the gun down. I saw you with the box. What was in the box? Because I envy your normal life. Put the gun down, David. It seems that envy is my sin. No, what's in the box? Not till you give me the what's gun. In the fucking box? Give me the gun.
Oh no, it's the part after that when he's when he tells him that she was pregnant, that Gwyneth Paltrow was pregnant.
Oh, okay.
And he knows, and he's like, oh, he didn't know, and he's like, don't do it. He wants you to kill him, and he's just like, oh no, God, why? And then we were talking about it with my friends, and we were just like, he might as well have just been literally stating how he feels. Like that's how over the top it was. Just, oh, I'm so distressed right now. I'm very, very angry. I'm very, very angry. You know, you might as well have just done that. That's how. I don't know why that was funny to me. Anyway, sorry, that was a failed bit. But it's about. Did y'all have some favorite things? We can't hear you, Chris.
Oh, sorry. That's a great movie, but I've never watched it twice. You know what I mean?
You should check it. Make it a point to watch it this year.
Yeah. Super intense movie, but never watched it twice.
It just happened to be. It just happened to be on at my friend's house. I didn't seek it out or anything.
I watched it at like the middle of the night. I was on this routine. I forget I was in high school or college. It was summertime, and I was staying up until like 4 a.m. every night. And I just chose. I was like, this needs to be on my to watch list. So I rented it. I was like, yeah, I watched.
Heavy
it like
movie to watch that late into the night.
That's
yes.
rough.
Yeah, you know what else?
Pretty disturbing.
You know what else is rough?
Huh.
Jane had a bad date. Right?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I've had my share.
Can you hear this? Sorry. We're playing the Romeo and Juliet fantasy overture in the background.
It picks up.
Don't mind
wait a few seconds here. It'll like give you that cliche
Yeah.
Oh,
so set the table
behind it is.
Set that. So Jane, okay. I got a short one out, but I'll go after.
So this
y'all.
isn't
probably...
okay. Mine's not really a date. Mine's actually an interaction with a guy that goes bad. So my girlfriend and I are at the Field Museum. We're at a charity event at the Field Museum in Chicago. So this is like we're in like the lobby area. It's big open space, and there's a huge full size T-Rex skeleton in the lobby named Sue. Anyway, that's not really important to the story, but just so you can like picture the scene. So we're just kind of hanging out, talking to people, and there's a couple that we noticed that came together, both no one else, and they're fighting. So they're sometimes together, and then they start fighting, and they like
I love seeing
off.
couples fight
no one
in
else
public.
to talk to. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So during one of their fights, the guy comes up to me, and I'm like, "Oh, hey!" He was
hey baby,
by
what are you doing?
Right. Now,
that woman over there I was fighting with is my sister. It's my sister.
Yeah, this is my brother. Yeah.
I played it cool. I didn't even ask. I was just kind of like, well, first of all, he was the best looking guy at this thing, like by far. So of course, okay. I'm going to talk to him. Yeah. and so we start chatting, and he's just like, where are you from? He's like, you turn out he's from California, and like Northern California, just like me. And we talked for a few minutes, normal chit chat. And then all of a sudden she marches up to the two of us, and she's like, did he tell you that we have been dating for 13 years? And I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to back off. And
13 years
like
dating. Dating, that's not dating.
It's a warning sign.
So, okay.
There's a reason he didn't put a ring on it, bitch. Yeah. That's
13 months. Like, like 13 months versus 13
I
years.
forget. It was something.
We've been dating for 67 years.
And then, and my girlfriend and I go back to just like chatting with each other. And then 10 minutes go by or so. And then she's like, Jane, he's coming back, because I had my back to my guest. And I'm like, oh, is she with him? And she's like, no. I was like, okay. And so he comes up to me again, and Antonia, my girlfriend, steps away. And again, we chit chat, and he kind of repeats him. Like he like says all the same stuff again. So I know he's completely wasted. So we go up to one of the bars, and I'm like, you need some water. So I get him a water. I get myself a water and we're chatting again. And then all of a sudden she marches up to us again. And she's like, did he tell you we've known each other for 14 years? And she grabs the water bottle out of my hand. I was like, whoa, okay, I guess you need some. But then she proceeds to open it and dump it on my head. And she calls me a slut.
Did I tell you we've been dating for 13 years and I'm parched? Did I tell you that part?
I was like, oh my God.
So she dumped it on you and called you a slut?
Yes.
Okay,
I was like, wow.
The same thing happened to me last.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So okay,
damn.
that was.
How does she know you're a slut? That's like when people say. It's like when people say. Well, not that you are a slut. I'm saying. Wow, I worded that wrong, but I'm sticking with it either way. It's kind of like when somebody says you're a gentleman and a scholar, and it's like, well, I appreciate that you think that, but you don't fucking know me. I'm a loser. You know what I mean? I don't fucking go to. I'm a scholar. Fuck you.
Oh yeah.
If I'm a scholar. You're
just let people.
retarded.
I'll let. I mean,
you're saying that you were like your response would have been, I wish I was a slut.
Oh, I could have been for this guy. It was so okay. So
why? Because he couldn't get it up. No.
Okay, so the story's not over yet, but that was the end of that night, and I just walked away. I didn't want to make any more of a scene than had already happened. So the next morning I wake up and I go in like girl stalker mode. I was like, who is this guy? So I remembered every bit of information about him that I could. So I had his first name, I had his hometown, I knew he was in the Navy, I knew where he went to college. I put it all in and I found him. I found his last name. I go to Facebook and I find his profile. And I let it go for a week because I was like, should I message him? Should I not? And so after a week, I finally like mustered up the courage to just send him a Facebook message. And I can't take credit for what I said. I have to give this to Antonia, my girlfriend. And I said to him, hey, remember me? You got me wet at the Field Museum.
Wow.
And that was it. No response.
Hey, you got that you got that trombone, Manny? This is what took place afterwards. Yeah. That was how that joke landed. But it was a double entendre.
He was gay.
Oh yeah,
they got married.
Gay.
I
they got married?
look them up. Yeah, they ended up getting married because I look them up every once in a while.
That'd be funny if she.
Every once in a while.
It'd be funny if she popped.
Still look them up?
It'd be fucking hilarious if she popped up in your messages and she's like, "Did he tell you we've been dating for 27 years?"
Oh my God, so I found her too, and I found her because I went to his profile and I looked I couldn't see any of his friends. This is how good I am. I went to the likes on his profile picture changes.
Wait, good? You mean creepy as fuck?
So I figured I found her from
some call it nosy.
Likes.
If I was telling this story, like it'd be a different look. I promise you. So then what I did
I don't know.
I crept into her.
I hope I don't regret.
So there I was. There I was in her bushes with a monoscope midnight. But you know what I mean? Like how far?
I was doing advanced Google searches on her credit history.
Yeah.
So I hired a computer programmer to tap in. I hired a hacker from Anonymous to tap into her fucking.
Oh, I don't need.
You ever heard of Edward Snowden?
Kidding me?
Yeah,
I know.
hired him.
So she ended up. They moved to the Bay Area, and she, when I looked her up, was a few years ago, was a first grade teacher at a Catholic school in San Francisco.
That makes fucking absolute perfect sense. By the way, Catholic chicks, am I right? Up top, fellas. Woo!
Yeah, she could get fired soon.
Yeah, Catholic
for an OnlyFans. She's gonna have an OnlyFans account and get fired pretty soon.
Yeah, she wait, so you're so creepy you crept on the wife.
Yeah, that's another level right there.
She's like, where does this bitch work?
I was like, what is up with her?
It's a funny story, but the only reason you know it is because you're kind of creepy. I mean, I don't know. You wouldn't know that she was a first grade teacher if you
Yeah,
weren't
creepy
literally
and-
stalking her.
Here's the
Inquisitive,
thing.
you know, what's, you know.
Here's the thing. The listeners, the females are going to listen to this and just nod their head and be like, yep, I've done that. I've been there. The men are going to be horrified.
You're all sociopaths for sure.
Yeah, I've crept on chicks on Facebook before.
To that level?
Well, not anywhere close to that level.
I don't do that.
I just be like, hey, remember that chick?
It's a girl thing. It's totally a chick thing.
No, there's creepy guys out there. I hate to break it to you. You know.
Just raise your hand.
The world is an imperfect place.
But it's like
do you know that I've
scarier. It's a little scarier when guys do it, but if a chick does it, it's just kind of like, she's being a chick.
Whoa, hold on. Bitches can be scary. I got punched in the face while I was driving. Did I tell you? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Remember?
That kind of ties into what are we even talking about? Are we talking about new favorite things?
Bad dates.
Yeah.
Bad dates. Okay.
Yeah, I love me some bad dates. That's my new favorite thing. No. Manny. That's pretty bad. I'll tell mine real quick while Manny's thinking of his. Basically, this was years ago, obviously, and I met a chick on like Tinder or something. It was one of those apps. I think this might have even been before Tinder. Like it might have even been on like a computer
Ranters
thing.
Craigslist.
Like before online dating was cool, basically. You know. What? Yeah, no, it wasn't Yahoo Messenger.
So,
no, that's what Jane uses.
You still have still have the dramatic classical music playing.
Oh yeah, well
it
gets pretty dramatic. So basically, I meet this chick. It was really just because she had nice tits. Like she was even a bitch in the text messaging. Like who does that? You know what I mean? Like everybody can be cool. Most like
because she has nice tits. She doesn't have to be nice. Case in point.
That is true. Anyway, so we
the
meet
women
up
have this figured out.
Yeah, we meet up and she's basically so she didn't drink. You know, I was like, well, why'd you agree to meet at a bar? And she's like, I don't care if you drink. I mean, I don't know. She was just weird, but
lie number one
wasn't the fact that she didn't drink. So she was just a bitch, and she was just like really hard to talk to. Like it was like talking to like it was like talking to not a brick wall, but like a rubber wall, because everything she said, it was zero give, and it was just like bounced back to me, you know. And it's just like I don't rubber. Obviously, it's
rubber and glue.
Yeah, whatever you say sticks to you. What is it? Whatever you say.
Bounced off me and sticks to you.
I feel like with this music, we're about to.
That was the illest.
We're gonna whip out our lightsabers and start dueling soon.
Yeah, that was the illest fucking comeback back in the day. You know, what was that? Rubber wall.
Something to do with.
Oh yeah. No.
It's another. It's just it's a different take on. I know you are, but what am I?
Oh, that was good. Yeah. But
it still works.
Oh, that was so funny. I forgot to laugh. Oh, yeah. Remember that one? No, but anyway, so we're on this date, and she's just impossible to talk to, and I'm pretty good about like if it's getting awkward, I'm pretty good at just kind of about like just making it okay. You're like salvaging the date somewhat, you know. But she was just so hard to talk to, and then I just remember I was just kind of done, and she's like, I was like, so how's the dating thing been? And she's like, it's been fucking terrible. And I'm like, oh, I love bad date stories. And she's like, well, both of them told me right when we met up that they had herpes. And I was like, I didn't know. Like, what do you say to that? I'm just like, at least it wasn't AIDS. And she's like, oh, fuck you. I know somebody that I'm done with you. Like, I'm done. Like, I even told the waitress, I was like, you know what?
What do you say to that?
Out. She got like 2 sodas. I'm like, split the bill. She can buy her own shit. Fuck her. So that was a bad date story, but it was really fast. Like I got out of there really quick. So it wasn't like a nightmare story. Like I saw where it was going. I confirmed where it went, you know, and then, I left. I was like, she can pay for her fucking Pepsis, you know? It was like, and then I just bounced out of there. But yeah, she was just like impossible to talk to. She was just a total bitch. I was like, I knew you were a bitch in the text messaging. Like that's how much of a bitch you are.
Yeah. What's wrong with those people? I don't know.
She had great tits.
Yeah. What's
there
right?
You go.
I'm sorry. What's right with those people?
Anyway, so Manny, what do you got?
Manny's got some stories.
Hey, just turn the music down a bit. I can't hear myself.
Oh shit, sorry.
No worries. Well, not all the way, just a little bit. This is back in 2006. Friend of mine introduced me to one of her peers from back in the day from our mutual shitty high school. And she's like, hey, you guys should go out on a date. It's like, all right, whatever. I was pressured into smoking weed too, because at that point I was like way lamer. I still didn't drink as much.
Like, say no to drugs, man.
Yeah. Didn't drink as much, still don't. Didn't smoke at all because I was drinking the Kool-Aid. Drugs are bad, okay? And she was like, fuck that, you two, you're gonna go on a date, we're gonna get some weed, you're gonna get stoned, gonna have a good time. I was like, all right, whatever. I go to a head shop, I buy a pipe, a shitty one at that. This was either the day of or the day before we were supposed to hang out. Anyway, the day of the date arrives. She comes over to my house. She's the one that got the weed because I, of course, have no connect.
How old?
Wow,
what are we talking about?
Yeah.
What did her tits look like?
Really,
like 8,
early
9,
Manny.
12.
Wait, what? I didn't know. This is 21.
Okay.
20.
Oh, you didn't smoke until you were 21?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, total late bloomer, man.
Yeah. What? Yeah, I was a late bloomer too. What did her tits look like?
They were fucking amazing, dude. She's a petite little chick and fucking hot. The fact that anything between her and I happened was still just like, did that really happen? Regardless of the fact that it ended up being just a lackluster hand job that I received, because after we smoked the majority of the weed, we go to my room and we start fooling around, and she of course was like, yo, let me handy, and I whip it out and she's like, oh, it's bigger than I thought it'd be, and I was like, thanks, I guess. Anyway.
Whoa record screech.
I didn't know that, like,
this backhanded compliment,
right?
What?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that she had like some preconceived notions or thoughts. It's just like, oh fuck, I'm gonna prepare myself.
She
for
lackluster
tries to
hand
judge.
job.
Here's the thing: she meets guys and she makes a guess into like in her head.
Yeah,
and then yeah.
Sometimes the women don't know that they're really just twisting our minds
from the mouths
like,
of
babes,
right? As Adam says.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, think about what you're saying here. But lackluster hand jobs, like as Jaden has talked about, like was it Coke Dick or something? That's a good name.
No, it's
sad Coke.
Sad Coke Dick is
lackluster hand jobs.
That's a punk pop cover band that I want to start.
If I ever learn an instrument or any kind of talent, I would. That's the name of my band.
Yeah, sad
hand job.
Yeah, I want to start a cover band called Sad Coke Dick, or Soggy Six.
My other one is
one of those.
Yeah, one of those.
Soggy Six.
Yeah.
It's
not
Soggy 6-incher.
It's not a 10.
Oh
no, it's a Soggy 6 is a 6 on the scale from 1 to 10. It's not. Yeah.
Oh,
it's where you get it if you're if you're taking any pictures in your underwear or walking out to the octagon, you want to get it to you want to get it to a Soggy 6.
You don't want to go full hard.
Well, I mean,
scare the crowd and shit.
Hey, I'm not judging. If you want to walk out to the octagon and participate in lethal combat with a boner, who am I to stop you?
Right.
I don't know why you want to
my mantra.
Why you want to accentuate the target in an MMA fight in the octagon?
Oh, dude, don't remind me. That reminds me of that dude that got his dick kicked in or whatever a few months ago.
Oh no, yeah,
the scrotum exploded or whatever.
No, stop.
Let's just. I don't think that was 3 weeks ago. There was a really bad eye pick, but
that was sometime last year.
It's not good. It's not good.
I might have just invented an MMA move, but I'll tell you all about it later. It involves the boner. Okay. There's something called an oil check. You can stick your finger up somebody's butt.
That's a wrestling move. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been around for a while.
Yeah. So sorry, Manny. Where did this go wrong?
Yeah.
Besides her telling you she figured you were a loser with a tiny dick.
Besides the lackluster hand job.
No way this guy could have a mediocre dick.
Come on, put some effort. Come on, some
no,
effort.
I was totally excited because I was like, holy shit. Because again, this is also still a virgin, not much action going on in my life. So the fact that anything was happening was just like, hell yeah. And so lackluster hand job, I got to fuck around with her tits too. That's how I was able to get a good glance at them. But as soon as I went to undo her pants, that's when she stopped me. She's like, nope. I was like, what do you mean? She's like, she just was like, no, nothing's happening in that area. I was like, all right, I guess. And that's when it was just like, well, if nothing else is gonna happen,
she should appreciate you tried.
Yeah, but I also wasn't trying to be rapey about it either and like be forceful. So I was just like, whatever. After that, that's not me. I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. Okay. And
yeah, you got to be a little rapey to. Well, not a little. I'm not.
I mean, I'm
saying you got to make the first move with women, but then they get mad whenever you do.
I did. I mean, in that regard, I did because it's like nothing else was happening besides her jacking me off. So I was like, well, let's keep this thing going.
Yeah.
And so I went for her pants, and that's when she just clammed up.
It's a very undefinable moment.
Is that a pun?
Human
pun.
It could have been. It could have been a bad time of the month.
I mean, I don't mind a little blood. I mean, who cares?
Know. Yeah, you still got to leave, bitch. I don't.
But she might mind.
Okay, sure, she might mind. I mean, if it's uncomfortable for her, I get it. But
I'm one of those guys. I don't give a flying fuck.
I don't either. So
let's do this. Blood doesn't.
This is a good lessons for communication. Like, people need to learn how to talk to each other.
True, but
like it's like there's like two different worlds going on at the same time that are just completely at odds with each other. Like the boy world at like 16 and the girl world at 16 or whatever.
Yeah. Am I missing the bad? So the bad part is that you only got a hand job.
It was lackluster.
Yeah, it was lackluster, and the back
in itself it was not bad, but it was lackluster effort. That
exactly, it was lackluster. Yes, that coupled with the backhanded compliment, it was just like, I guess.
Okay,
I would have.
If a bad date story involves you getting a handy, then you sort of have never been on a bad date.
That's a pretty good bad date.
Yeah, decent bad date.
That's true.
She's like, hey man, did you get laid? No, but she didn't even care about whacking me off.
Yeah, it's like if you were you relieved?
Freaking whore.
Yes. Okay,
bad date a bad date ends in blue balls. And your wall's painted.
Yo, that's why I never go to strip clubs. It's like, why the fuck am I gonna pay to give myself blue balls? Fuck out of here with that shit.
Oh yeah, me too. Well, you can do like Jim Norton. He baby oils his leg up and wears like tights underneath, and so he gets a lap dance, and it's actually like a
simulated,
and he'll just come in his pants and just be like, I win. Winning is what I do.
Yeah, what kind of
now if you do that,
those are some really low thresholds for Jim Norton because I've been to a variety of strip clubs. Some where they have the pasties and all that stuff, and some where they're just like fully nude, and it's kind of crazy. And it's like the county line difference between, say, hypothetical Orlando and what's the county? I don't even know what the county is in Tampa.
So you were an expert in like the Florida County strip club laws here.
When I lived in Florida, they passed a law. When I first moved to Florida, they had strip clubs that were pretty much unregulated, and then they passed a law while
it was a hen house, basically.
Yeah, it's like, and then when you and then this is when you become aware of politics as a young man, and they pass laws about this type of thing. Yeah, they passed a law where it was like pasties and so it was very different.
Yeah, like the condoms and porn. Like, what are you doing? Get that thing out of here.
Yeah, that didn't last that long. I don't know.
I mean, I would never. That's blasphemous. Porn with a fucking condom. You kidding? Anyway,
does that depend like where they film? Because like then why would you film in that area?
Yeah, well, LA or how California is just driving everybody out of their state, and they're like, "Where are you going? Why?" And it's like, because y'all are assholes. Yeah. I just every California person that I talk to hates it. Like the place is nice, but the way that it's governed,
Yeah.
Right. I think we all agree on that, right? California.
Yeah. So we had
worse governing.
Yeah, we had bad dates with Janie and Manny, Jaden.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a nonstop string of.
Just all that's left is you, man.
Yeah. I have none because I have a talent of maybe talent or brokenness of I don't really feel awkward ever, like uncomfortable moments or awkward moments. Like, that's just
I don't either.
I don't understand that. Like that's on because in my mind, I'm aware of the idea, the concept of it, but in my mind, it's like that's on you, other people.
Yeah,
like, I'm good where I'm at. Like in this
with my dick out at the museum. That's on you.
Do you enjoy?
Right
okay,
now.
do you enjoy?
I mean,
watching,
if I didn't say that, that's what I meant. I mean,
do you enjoy watching awkward moments, like hearing the stories? Like,
yeah, because I'm aware of it.
You can register it.
It's more like a pity thing. Like, oh, I feel sorry for you that you feel that way. But to me,
don't stop sucking. But
to me, it's like. I guess I'm missing certain things about certain emotional aspects of life to where I don't really care. Like that's on you. Because it to me in my mind, it instantly goes from if this is awkward, that means it's a mutual thing, like the silence or whatever. I'm able to instantly transfer that to the other person. Like that's on you. I'm good with this situation. Yeah. I'm good with quiet. I'm good with silence.
Good with lackluster handies. Whatever you got.
Baby. No, I draw the line there. Unlike Manny, I draw the line.
Awkward date stories for days.
There needs to be some enthusiasm.
So wait, okay. So I need to know. Did y'all? I assume y'all never saw each other again, Manny, or no?
No. She wanted me to give her the weed as she was leaving. I said no, and that was it.
Now, what about the mutual friend that set you up?
Oh,
Did you tell her?
Yeah, I gave her the rundown. She's like, "So what happened?" I told her. She laughed. She was like, "Okay, cool, whatever," and that was it. And then it's funny now because years like we still talk, and she's like, "When are you gonna stop smoking weed?" He's like, "Shut the fuck up! You're the one that turned me onto it and like gave me a hard time for not smoking in the first place."
When are you gonna stop giving lackluster handies?
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't the one.
That's a good question.
Oh, wait, never mind.
Damn fine question.
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't worry. I got more awkward date stories for another episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wish I had. I had a date where a keg flew through my back window when I had a keg in my back, and it flew through my back window and sliced open my hand. I just remembered that. That was a bad date. And then we went to Marley Fest, and the wind was like blowing in. So bad date story, impromptu. I was driving, and I was on a date with this chick and my friends. Me and this chick were going to go to Marley Fest. It's like a reggae festival, and I guess my friends because I was the only one with the truck or something like that. Like they needed somebody to go get a keg for them because they were going to be partying at the house, and then I was going to bring her back over there. Whatever, we were all going to come back there and party, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll go get the keg. But I was so stupid, like, because it's heavy, and like when I put it in there, I was young. I was like 17, and we had somebody with us that was 21. That's right. Sorry, I'm remembering this as I'm telling it. This is fucking. So I didn't strap the keg in, and we were driving, and we were almost to the neighborhood, and I had to slam on my brakes, and the fucking keg just comes flying and smashes through the window, and a shard of glass just cuts my hand, and I just start bleeding everywhere, and I still got the scar right here too.
Whoa, okay, hold up. It flies through which window?
My back window from my truck bed.
Oh,
I had to, and it slid up, and it just flew through.
That
my
makes
fucking
sense.
Yeah, and
okay,
but I didn't have. I mean, it wasn't like I was like, it'll probably be fine if I don't have to slam on my brakes. I had to slam on my brakes, and it came through my window. So now I'm bleeding, and the people that we were about to leave with pull up right next to us, and I'm just standing there cursing with bleeding out, and she's in the truck like confused, and she's and they're like, damn, dude, that sucks. And so I took my truck to a car wash to vacuum it out, and I accidentally left my CDs on the vacuum. This was back in the days of, you'd have the CD booklets. I mean, this was like my life. I had like 100 CDs. I had fucking Pearl Jam, fucking Bush. I had the whole collection, right? And we accidentally left, and we turned around. It was like we were gone for like 2 minutes, and I was like, "Fuck!" We turned around, and somebody had taken them. So we had to drive to Marley Fest with a broken back window and no music. Thank you.
But you had a keg.
And fucking stitches that I needed in my hand, which I never got. I've gotten cut a few times, and there's always the guy who's, I need stitches on that one. And it's like, fuck you. No, I never do that. Every time somebody tells me that, I've never gotten stitches, but I've gotten stitch worthy ones. I'll just fucking throw some duct tape on that bitch. Right? Am I the only one? Take it off, rinse it off from time to time. Your silence
I go
concerns
for
me.
I've done stitches.
Okay. Yeah, I went in for the stitches.
Well, I mean, I guess I've never gotten cut like that.
I was
didn't have a choice.
I was like 13 and I had a mother.
I once was struck down by a football goalpost.
Wait, a goalpost attacked you?
Like it fell over on you?
Or it kicked you, just punched you out of nowhere? What's going on here? Inanimate objects coming to life and attacking you.
Pretty much that's what happened. No, I was rushing a field after a football game. This is after
you had a lot of extra energy that you had to burn off.
So there's instantly a lot of people there. That's what makes the story great.
There's a lot of people there. We're vague recollection of playing beer pong with Mad Dog 2020 before the game, and then the game happened, and the game ended, and then it was just everybody running on the field, and then like bam, that felt like something. Anyway,
you had to get stitches.
Yeah, I got dragged to the ambulance by a friend of mine, and instead of being trampled.
It would have been hilarious if you had done that, except you were streaking instead of rushing the field with people.
Now I was fully clothed, I believe. But did
it knock you out, like hit your head, or?
I'm not sure. It was the second time I've been hit in the head.
That's a yes.
Blood running down my face.
Caught you at it. So I was walking in Chicago, and I was kind of in a hurry, and I was walking past a parking garage, and I veered into the parking garage to go around. I forget, a slow pedestrian or a car, I forget. So I'm sliding back onto the sidewalk coming out of the parking garage. But what I didn't realize was a car had just exited, and the arm, the block, what do you call it? The arm.
The gate.
You were walking?
I was walking, but I'd kind of gone in to the parking garage a few feet to go around something. And as I did that, this car left. So the arm was up, and I walked under the arm, but I didn't realize there was an arm, and it was coming down since the car had left, and it just crashed into my head. But I was facing away from it. So I had no idea what I just kind of fell over. I was like, what just happened? Because I didn't even see it coming. It was so disorienting. I was fine, but it was just to get that. That would be a great way to go. Just someone hit you the head from behind.
Yeah. Very shocking.
I have no idea.
My last memory of this whole episode was my dad yelling at me about how much it costs to get stitches.
Yeah.
Not, are you okay? But it's
we're not made of stitch money here, son.
Yeah. We think, stitch money doesn't grow on a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better off.
Yeah. I mean, I just, they told me, I've had a few injuries and they're always oh, that, you're going to need stitches on that. And I never do it. And I was like, what now, fuckface? Huh? who saved money? Who saved money? Go, you sheep. Sheep going to pay money to get stitches. I'll stitch this shit. That's a bucket list item. Right
you
there.
can own a stapler
yourself up.
To staple yourself. Yeah,
just
with a boss stitch or bow stitch or whatever, or whatever the other brand is stapler is in this.
That's a bucket list item. I want someone to be sewing me up and just say, pain don't hurt.
Yeah, I was literally out of my mind and getting sewn up at a hospital, and it all blends together. Like my dad yelling at me about how much it cost and like, what were you doing? And me trying to explain what I was doing, like trying to explain it as
Did it
a
involve the Grateful
complete,
Dead?
Just tell him I got hurt on a football field. That's all you need to know. And
yeah, like trying to explain how, like, why I was running onto a field and like a giant wooden thing hit me in the head. It's hard to explain in a
sounds pretty straightforward to me.
Someone that's skeptical, it's hard to explain that in a good light. Anyway,
yeah.
We got
so what do we got? So we good on the news?
Yeah, Jane's got news.
Yeah,
I do have news.
News with Jane. Yeah.
News. Got news.
There was some talk about a Jane's addiction.
Oh yeah,
Jane's addiction.
I
Jane says, or Jane, like Jane splaining.
That was that was a full 18 hours ago, so it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
All right, so we got good news, bad news, and feel good news. Starting with the good news, here we go. So Columbia University is not having one graduation; they're having 6 additional graduations to complement the main graduation. And these are going to be according to students' race and other aspects of how they identify. So, New York City, so the Columbia's graduations will have graduation ceremonies for Native, Asian, Latinx, and Black students. And another one dubbed FLI graduation, which stands for First Generation and Low Income Community or low income community. There's also a lavender graduation for the LGBTIAQ plus
Why is it
community.
lavender?
Because it just
Cause
L
it's gay
and
as
then a
fuck.
bunch of letters.
Is lavender gay?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah,
lavender's
lavender is the gayest thing in the world. Swear
but
to
you know
God.
what? Not all those letters are gay. Come on.
What? Which letters?
G.
Well, like the trans people aren't necessarily gay. Asexuals, I think that's what the A is. Asexual.
Yeah. Well, remember what I said? I think I said it in a message. Like if trans, let's just say a trans female really believes that she's a wait, how does it work? Fuck. Which one is?
I have no
which?
idea. It's really hard to keep track
if
of.
If a guy that turns to a chick and still bangs and bangs guys, and you feel the need to put like I'm a trans female. No, you're an actual female according to you. but the person that's telling me that you're a female, you're telling me that you were a male.
Like,
I don't understand how that works.
Do you have a penis? Yes or no? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a very simple question, I feel. And then it's like, does it get engorged when you see a female?
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Again, a very simple question.
So
I don't care how you answer, but it doesn't need to be so confusing.
Yeah, let's keep it simple and straightforward.
If Ellen Page hates white males so much, why does she want to become one?
She hates herself.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So my answer to many questions in life is she hates herself.
Yeah, and R.I.P. Ellen Page's titties. It's unfortunate, but
yeah.
So you know what I would love if like they have all these different graduations and then the midgets come out and they're like, "Where's our graduation?" You know what I mean? Like
Good
you can
point.
never be inclusive enough. There's always going to be. So that means that. So that's
the
why
mathematical problem.
I saw all this woke stuff. I'm sure we all did like years ago, and I just put my foot in the ground and I was like, I'm going to continue going the other direction. It's like the more easily offended y'all are, the harder I'm going to go. And that was around the time, that I thought about doing time travel radio, available on all your favorite podcast apps. Anyway,
yeah, it is.
We're moving on, but that was it was like a social experiment because things are just so woke now, and they have been for quite some time. It's like at first I was going to be polite and like, I'll call, trans rights are equal rights or whatever, whatever.
It's a weird thing.
By the way, rights inherently are human rights.
We think this is recent, but it's been going on for like 10, 15 years good, like this whole crazy PC battle. It's not that recent. It's really, a lot of people put their foot in the ground or drew the line in the sand 10, 15 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That's a weird thing where people think it's
progressively-
recent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think increasingly it feels like more and more people have put their foot in the sand, like as time goes on, that
Yeah.
number has
they're
increased,
too late.
but there's
Like, they're too
still
late.
like this strong minority that are just going, maybe they're getting frustrated that too many people have put their foot in the sand and they're like, oh,
There's
we need
some-
to double down even harder.
There are
I
some
don't know.
theories that it only takes like 3 or 4% of the population to affect massive change in culture.
Yeah.
Because
But
the
Yeah.
loud, it's like the noisy neighbor kind of concept.
It's all the more-
like
All
there
the
can be
more
only one
reason
there's
to
only-
speak up.
Yeah, there's only one person in your HOA that just wants to make trouble, but they're very effective. So
Right.
that noisy minority can, and it's no offense to them. I mean, it's like, okay, we'll listen, but
Yeah.
they get their voices get amplified
yeah.
way too much because in the end it's because we're too nice. We're nice people.
Yeah.
Like, we do try to care about people, and you can call people conservative and like whatever you want, but yeah, I mean, this whole thing has happened because we are trying to accommodate people all the time because we are nice in our nature and trying to not upset people, and then those people take it too far.
Yeah. Well,
Take advantage of our niceness.
yeah, accommodating people all the time is definitely tiring, but
Yeah.
for me anyway, accommodating them even some of the time was too much work. It's just like, well, now you're just asking me. You might as
But
well.
you know what I'm
give me-
saying,
you
though?
might
It's
as well
like-
give me a lackluster show up or a handy lackluster.
Yeah,
handy.
it's like that. It's
Insult
like
me even more, huh?
It's like when
Yeah.
you tolerate that lackluster handy, you are
Yeah.
part of the problem, mate, Jaden.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We're all
so-
part of the problem.
Yeah. So how is the graduations are going to be on different days, or how does that work?
Yeah. They have different
Or different
days,
hours.
times. Let's see here.
Why?
Why? Well, they're all remote.
I
So
will
yeah,
add-
imagine.
Let me just
Because if
throw
you
in.
could be half Asian, half black, and you want to go to both, they can't schedule them at the same time. You
Let
could be
me
gay, you could be
throw
black.
in there
like-
that at a large university, at a large university, for decades, it's already happening where they break graduations into groups, like
Yeah.
med techs or political science or whatever. Like they do group those because I mean, imagine like a 40,000, like a University of Texas having a graduation ceremony for everybody. Shit would last like 3 days.
Yeah.
So it's already established that they do break people off into groups, but now they're breaking people off into groups based on their skin color and
Yeah.
sexual preferences. It's that's fucked up.
Yeah. It's like we're all equal. Okay. What's the first thing you want to do? Split everybody up.
Yeah, like we're all equal, but make sure
equal
you
but
pay attention to
separate,
the
just like
differences.
1950s,
It's insane.
Yeah.
like segregation.
Yeah.
We're like trying at the same time, and there's some people that get this, but so many that don't. Like we're trying at the same time to like, hey everybody, let's notice everybody's differences, but pretend they don't exist. But make sure you notice, but
Yeah.
pretend they don't exist. But make sure you notice.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I
It's-
stopped doing that a
it's
long
insane.
time ago.
It's insanity. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't said the word nigger since I was a kid, probably. And that was just saying how much I hate the word nigger. I mean, that's all I mean, nigger is obviously a terrible word. And so you should never.
Oh, it's a
say nigger.
strange word because it gets used so often by the black community, but it doesn't, it's off limits. So
Yeah.
as a parent, I it's hard to explain. Like if I feel like it's my responsibility to explain those types of
Just be like, hey, the
incongruities or
word
just like,
nigger, don't use it. That's
like,
very simple.
yeah, I wouldn't say that, but it's like it's getting really difficult to explain the world to children.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
all the
people
special
clam up.
rules, all the special rules that everybody has, it's really getting hard to explain without
Yeah.
them, without 9-year-olds saying you're full of shit.
Yeah.
Like, you're crazy.
Yeah. Well, even that's what's so stupid these days is even if you use the word nigger, by the way, in case you forgot, while people see all you all clam up when somebody even explains to you why they don't like the word nigger. It's like, no. I'm explaining you so we're specific, you know, and it's just like it's like you can't even say that you hate. You can't even say the word, and when you're in referencing how much you hate it, that's when we. What do they call that? Jumping the shark.
No,
is that what that is? I never
probably,
really knew what that term meant.
There's a word for it, but it's like it's inexplicable.
Yeah, the word nigger is a terrible word. We agreed? Okay, cool. Let's not say it. But then they're like
the rules,
and then you hear the rap song where they
where it's just like, it's not like
it's
every
like, well,
other
are we
word.
saying it or are we not saying it? Like I don't know. MGK gets away with it, right?
That's what kind of hits me to my core is like it's so hard to explain. Like if you were trying to I like to define things, and if you were to try to define the rules around that word, it's nonsensical. It's nuts.
Yeah, the word nigger is canceled basically. But anyway, so they're having different.
Not at all. I mean, it's like it's encouraged in one group, and in the other group, it's like you will go to prison for life if you say this word.
Yeah. So they are having them on different days.
They're different days and times. And there's also still a big full ceremony that they can attend. This is just like it complements the main ceremony.
Well, but it's probably not going to be much fun if like a trans graduation. There's going to be like
it's also online. There. It's also virtual.
Once you make it virtual, there's literally no effort at all. Like
right.
Other than posting on social media that you're doing it virtually and like all these different groups, there's no cost involved.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the gym teachers, your minister, like, from his fucking,
it becomes so easy to be I don't know, pro diversity. Like it literally costs nothing because you're just tweeting about stuff. It's like the people that I don't know,
I just like when people, I love the person that announces that racism is bad. And it's like, no fucking shit, loser. You can not be a racist and like not brag about it. And that's what I'm saying. Like with the trans thing, it's like, dude, I don't give a fuck what you do. That's fine. I'll call you whatever you want. I'll be respectful, but I'm not going to kiss your ass either. Okay.
Yeah.
And anyway, so.
No, I'm with you. I think that kind of jobs what I was thinking about.
Yeah. Like, so what was the next? Good for that. Wait, that was the good news. To me, that's extremely bad news.
That's my ironic good news. Yes. So my bad news. So counterintuitive. I thought this was really interesting, but the National Safety Council is reporting now in preliminary research that deaths from motor vehicles rose 8% last year. And
see, this is good news.
Despite right. So I get reversed.
This is ironic bad news.
This is, and I mean, we all thought, fewer miles traveled, and there were fewer miles traveled. In fact, miles traveled went down about 13%. And then if you look at traffic deaths per number of miles driven, it rose 24%, which is the highest spike in nearly a century. And if you think about that, I mean, a century ago, that's when cars were being invented. So that was probably due to increased ownership of cars.
I think drunk drivers, like people that like to go out and get hammered and drive, are like, this is my time. This is
yeah. So
I mean, I'm gonna name you. I don't want to name you out you, but they're like, this is my time to shine.
It's one of those things. If people say they've never,
roads are clear, it's time to get it on.
Everybody's driven drunk at some point.
Yeah,
some more recent than others.
So here's what's another interesting thing is actually they
find Brandy.
I was looking at everybody.
This is all inclusive. But you turned to Brandy.
Yeah. No, because we were just talking about this. Actually, that's why. No. Yeah. So what?
Brandy with keys in her hand.
What was this? What was the statistic? Again, the 24%. I just want to know before.
Right. So nationwide total traffic deaths, the net traffic deaths went up 8%, but the traffic deaths per miles driven. So if you control for the number of miles driven, it went up 24%.
Oh, like people got worse at driving.
Yeah.
Okay,
So they
I didn't get it
basically
at
what it
first.
implies is but the other interesting thing is they're seeing those spikes more predominantly in the rural areas. So you're not seeing it across
so hillbillies
the board,
are getting more
and
retarded.
Even
Drunk driving deaths. If you run into
they don't. We don't know what it's from yet. They don't have all the data yet. But this is all like they haven't gone into the causes of crashes.
There's a big difference to me between
COVID.
COVID. Damn it, Wuhan. There's a big difference between drunk driving death if you are on the road by yourself and you wrap your car around a telephone pole, and if you swerve into a minivan full of children, especially children driving to a clinic.
So collision, like 2-car collisions. That's what I'm wondering about. And they don't have that information out yet. They probably will this June. But yeah, I'm curious if it's just like a solo crashes, like into a tree or a telephone pole versus like 2 cars colliding. Because if you have fewer cars on the road, you would think that there'd be fewer car-on-car collisions, right?
I'm going to go.
This would be more.
Study.
I believe that. Yeah, I think it's more like. It's more like COVID. There's not a lot of people on the road. There's people just going on.
Everyone thinks they can be riskier. They're being
and be like, what did you say to me?
Riskier behavior.
Pole? Oh, what telephone pole? Did you challenge me? And then just hitting it.
Yeah, that's a
lot less random stuff.
This is a yearly. You said this is
pure stupidity stuff going on.
You said this is the highest that it's been, like.
It's the sharpest spike in almost a century.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that is bad
news. Spike in they said that for the spike per miles driven. So the net is obviously going to be higher than it was a century ago, but
100 years ago, people driving drunk would have been a lot higher.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
Because they even have laws about it at that point?
Probably not.
I mean, they had to I think
drunkenness was like a normal state. Like you get a ticket for not.
They're literally swigging
moonshine. Sir, are you sober? Tough. Oh, that's a citation.
Life was tough back then.
Yeah, it's like, hey, young kid, you're 13. You're walking out of this textile factory. Are you hammered? No. Oh, okay. It was a ticket.
Yeah.
Like, rethink your ways, young.
Yeah. So basically, people are worse drivers than they have.
Yeah, they were engaging. The theory is they were engaging in riskier behavior. So we'll probably learn more in a couple months when they have like all the data from.
I'm excited to learn about these things about.
Well, my Camaro comes in Tuesday, so
yeah, you're like
that number's probably going to go up.
if you
make sure there's video documentation of your Camaro, breaking it in for the show.
Oh yeah.
It'd be great.
I think that like human behavior is going off the charts.
Yeah.
Like people are getting crazier and crazier in all directions as time goes on.
Yep. That is definitely bad news. What's the you said a good one?
Yeah, I've got one more and we're gonna end on a really sweet note. Okay. So
let's not so fast. All right.
We'll see it.
We'll be the judge of that.
Well, yeah, exactly. We'll see it. Well, yeah. Got my gavel.
Okay. Well, if you don't tear up a little at this story, then I don't know what's wrong with you. And I'm honestly waiting for this stupid link to circle and load so I can read it verbatim because I didn't.
I'll tell you about it.
Is it Ellen's?
I'm really pissed. Okay, here we go.
Ellen Page's titties obituary.
So as soon as Jaden, you should write that and post it.
We should give her titties a Viking funeral. Anyway, sorry. What happened?
Wait. Okay. All right. So I found this on the Good News Movement Instagram page. So a soon-to-be high school graduate who has autism and is looking for a job. He wrote an open letter and posted on LinkedIn, and he hand wrote it, and he said in it, "Dear future employer, my name is Ryan Lowry. I am 19 years old, live in Leesburg, Virginia, and I have autism. I also have a unique sense of humor, am gifted. Be nice. am gifted at math, really good with technology, and a really quick learner. I'm interested in a job in animation or in IT. I realize that someone like you will have to take a chance on me. I don't learn like typical people do. I would need a mentor to teach me, but I learn quickly. And once you explain it, I get it. I promise that if you hire me and teach me, you'll be glad that you did. I will show up every day, do what you tell me, and work hard. So he posted this handwritten onto LinkedIn, and then all these employers, they just like flooded in and started contacting him. And now he hasn't decided what he's going to do yet, but he has some really good options, and it's a very sweet story. So it's originally just
it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Promise.
I'm sickened by this episode.
Oh yeah, for some reason I don't know. It's good. Wait, hold on. I don't. This feels dry to me. I don't.
Fine. Fine. You guys go fact check it and see what you find.
No, I'm just kidding. Good.
I'll
Good
post this to Facebook. You think Mark Zuckerberg
what was his name? Ryan?
Flag this.
I want to send a special
Ryan
kudos.
Lowry.
Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Lowry, Ryan's parents. Good job.
Yeah.
You horrible people using your son.
Oh no, right. Okay, his name is Ryan. Yeah, Ryan Lowry.
Yeah,
his father is Rob Lowry. So
can we get
Rob? You're a dick.
The good news. See this. Okay, this is why this is not good news. This is basically people just pandering. I mean, it is good. I'm happy for him, but I want to hear the follow up where he actually is gainfully employed.
What is a child doing on LinkedIn? First, that's the
he hasn't graduated high school yet. Well,
why is he on LinkedIn?
That's a red
flag. That's a red flag.
Who wrote the letter?
Why?
Because he's on LinkedIn.
He wrote the letter.
He said he's on Facebook. No questions asked, but he said he's on LinkedIn. That's parents grifting.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, you gotta. Okay.
But if you're in high school and you're not planning to go to college, like
how autistic is he? I mean, is he severely autistic? I have a cousin that's autistic.
Like this whole spectrum.
There's a range.
Like, yeah, it's like
because I was saying if he wants to go into animation, like that's a good gig. And by the way, to the kid in the letter, good for you. You don't got to tell me that you're good with numbers. I've seen Rain Man.
Here's the thing. Exactly. It says he's getting calls from companies, like large companies that have what they call neurodiversity recruitment programs. So they actually work specifically with people with autism or other mental like differences.
I will translate this. I will translate this. We're a company that makes so much money that we can just throw money at like feel good programs that help no one but keep you distracted from our antitrust monopoly behaviors that destroy small businesses and parents of autistic children. It's such horseshit, and it's so sad that people fall into this bullshit. Because that's.
You don't think that
why does Amazon do like insane racial diversity training?
Oh, the ones for like left-handers, left-handed bias correction.
Yeah, shit that is Twitterable or like hashtagable. Because
you're saying like a small mom and pop company wouldn't ever partake in this.
I'm saying that Amazon does this kind of like crazy, like, hey, everybody pretend you're black when you're white or white. Just crazy stuff that's just nonsensical because they're trying to distract you from the fact that they are
taking over
engaging
the world.
Engaging in like illegal activities, like destroying small businesses of
Subaru and their good feels, like their good vibes. And then they
like Cadillac.
My only hope is that people are catching on to this bullshit, and like, if there is a revolution, that they're the first ones that go down.
But not the
douchebag pawns in our Congress, but like the
I like this much
corporations
better
that pay for the stuff.
But this is way better than doing all the crazy diversity training please understand how left-handed people feel. Like, this is much more productive.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they don't care about any of that.
Okay,
Any
no,
of the
but it's
subjects.
still.
What they care
but it's still.
what they care about is the distraction of look at this over here.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny if he ends up. They're like, yeah, we're gonna hire you. Now get to washing them dishes, bitch. That'd be so fucked up.
Yeah,
You know,
it's all it's
at an animation company.
It's
You see what I'm
bullshit.
saying? You see that Pixar is gonna hire him, and
Yeah.
he's gonna be the fucking
Well,
laundry guy. You know,
It's all a
No,
distraction. Like
Yeah.
everything you see.
no, good for him. I don't know. We're going kind of long, right? It's like late, right?
I think yeah, we're all hitting 2 hours almost.
We're
I
at
set a
one
timer, but I did not.
We're at an hour 40.
Yeah,
But we spent a lot of
Okay.
time. We spent a lot of time dicking around with settings and all that stuff. So
yeah.
Four
Yeah,
of
I
us
mean,
have been talking for almost 3 hours.
it was
I'll
time to get
close on a-
marinated.
Yeah, I'll close on a quick story, if y'all want. Unless y'all got anything, I got a quick
Go
story.
for it.
This is the tattoo story. It starts off. It's better if I open with the line, "You wouldn't have known it." Like for some reason, nobody thought about it nobody thought twice about it when my friend got a flaming cross on his arm. Like we saw it and we're like, oh yeah, that's cool. But what we soon realized was that's a burning cross. Like the way that the tattoo looks, it looks like it's a cross is flying at you on fire. Like, yeah, Jesus, motherfucker, you know. But then he realized, and you should have seen the look on his face when he realized, he's like, I got a fucking burning cross tattooed on my arm. And we're like, holy shit. Like, how did none of us, it was like 4 or 5 of us. It's like, how did nobody think of this? You know what I mean? Because when you look at the tattoo, what you see is kind of like a cross flying towards you, flaming. Like it seems like a good thing. It's like, yeah, religion, you know,
But really, it's
coming at you.
But it's really
But a burning cross is what the KKK does.
Fire flying at you is
Yeah.
never good.
Yeah. So that's just
know.
it's just funny how a flaming cross.
Look at this fire coming at me. Awesome.
It's
Good
this
news.
religion coming in hot. Hey now. Anyway, but yeah, and then
was he just like high AF?
We weren't. We were sober when did it. We were sober. He
you
got
sure
it.
he was?
I mean, we were probably high, but
okay. I asked if you were.
I mean, we weren't
high
drunk.
AF.
Is what we weren't drunk is saying. I mean, or we weren't drunk and we weren't that high. I mean, it wasn't one of those things because when I remember thinking, I was like,
very difficult to say how far gone you were.
Yeah, no, I mean, we all thought about it and we're like, and maybe that is what happened. Maybe we sobered up and we're like, you just got the symbol of the KKK tattooed on you. And he's like the nicest guy ever. Anyway, that's the
fire.
That's the flaming cross story.
Fire is cool, but it hurts.
Yeah.
It's not the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. So unless if y'all don't have anything else, Chris, you want to close it?
Yeah, I got all kinds of stuff, but no, nothing else for tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a pleasure talking to all of you again. Thanks to Kat Heron. Thanks to Melissa Birch for making the last 2 episodes awesome. And thanks to all of you for tuning in. I'll just wrap it up saying, this is Chris saying, get it on.
Get it on.
We should just end it right there. I think that's good. See, this is what I'm saying. We didn't know. We're confused. I always go first and last. See, that's what I'm saying. We're gonna solve this just by.
I can say